big night. It began more than 100 years ago in the original Madison Square Garden. At that time, only exhibitions were allowed. John L. Sullivan won the heavyweight championship as he stopped Charlie Mitchell in May of 1883. The third Madison Square Garden is where boxing boomed and championship fights were fought regularly. Joe Louis fought 8 heavyweight title fights there between 1938 and 1947. The present Madison Square Garden is 22 years old and has had its share of big fights. The most memorable was the Ali Frazier Championship fight in March of 1971, the first of their 3 epic battles. After several years out of the spotlight, Madison Square Garden is once again showcasing a major heavyweight fight. Former champion Michael Dokes, ranked number 3 in the world, has overcome drug addiction to fight his way back into contention. He's won 12 of 13 fights during his 2.5-year comeback. And now he takes on another contender for the heavyweight title, Donovan Razor Ruddock, who's ranked number 2 and is still angry that Mike Tyson pulled out of their scheduled title fight last November. Ruddock feels it should have been him and not Buster Douglas who got the chance to unseat the champion. Razor Ruddock wants to prove he's ready for a shot at the heavyweight championship. The heavyweights return to Madison Square Garden tonight. Welcome live to Madison Square Garden in New York City, where tonight heavyweights headline a top card of boxing. Hello everyone, I'm Sam Rosen along with Gil Clancy. It's a pleasure to welcome you to this big event here at Madison Square Garden. And Gil, a good crowd, a good boxing atmosphere, and bringing back a lot of good memories here at the Garden.
Sam, I've been waiting for this a long time. There's nothing like the electricity of a big fight night at Madison Square Garden. Plenty of heavyweights in the ring, plenty of heavyweights outside the ring. Industry, show business, an exciting night in New York.
You're not referring to me about heavyweights, are you?
Well, Sam, you said it.
All right, the main event of the evening is what could be termed a showdown for a title shot. You've got number 2, Donovan Razor Ruddock, and number 3, Michael Dynamite Dokes, and the winner should be in line for a title shot, Gil.
Sam, I give both these guys credit for putting their position on the line. Ruddock is the young guy. He's on the way up. Dokes is the experienced guy. I think Ruddock should have an edge, but the one thing I like about Dokes is he's been active, and Ruddock hasn't had a fight since last July.
Since his comeback 2.5 years ago, Michael Dokes has fought 13 times. At times he's looked good, but at times he's looked slow and out of breath at the end of fights, Gil.
Well, this is a night he could rise to the occasion, Sam.
But he weighs 240. What do you think?
I don't like that at all.
All right, for Donovan Razor Ruddock, he is fighting mad. This is the man who is angry that Mike Tyson pulled out last November. He feels he deserved the title shot at the time.
Well, he feels that he could be walking around as the heavyweight champion of the world today. Terrible feeling, Sam.
What's the key to that fight?
The key is that Ruddock is going to have to box. Keep Dokes from inside. Keep him on the end of that good stiff left jab. That's what he's going to have to do. Use the legs and the jab.
The other heavyweights on the card, 2 former champions, Bone Crusher Smith and Mike Weaver.
Right now our focus, Michael Dokes against Razor Ruddock. Dokes' story is well documented. Cocaine addiction, alcohol abuse. Since his comeback, he has won 12 of 13 bouts. Michael Dokes in the ring tonight against Razor Ruddock. And when you think about Michael Dokes, you think about his comeback story. Indeed a good one. Sam Rosen has the story.
It's a hard fight back for Michael Dokes. Not his heavyweight fights in the ring, but his fight to overcome drug addiction. And he's winning. Back in December of 1982, at the age of 24, he stopped Mike Weaver in the first round to win the WBA Heavyweight Championship. It was a glorious moment, and he should have been on top of the world. Instead, what followed was a nightmare. Too much drinking and too much drugs, and Michael Dokes went from the top to the bottom. It looked like the end of a man who had everything. Michael Dokes has worked hard to come back. He was out of the ring for 33 months as he fought his biggest fight, the one to overcome drug addiction. He returned to boxing in December of 1987 and has worked his way back into contention for a title shot. As tough as it's been, he accepts everything he's been through.
I think it was supposed to happen like that. It taught me a great lesson, and I mean, I grew up by leaps and bounds. I'm much more precocious now than I was then, and I was a pretty wise and colorful kid then. So I think for me it's better because it helped me mature, helped me grow up, and helped me to understand and accept the responsibilities that are allocated to me. There's no temptations now. There's no distractions. I'm at peace with myself. I'm much more tranquil with myself. There's much more harmony within myself, and my spirituality is so much higher that I think that it overrides the things that may have been detrimental to me.
While drug addiction has cost him the prime years of his boxing career, Michael Dokes doesn't dwell on that. Instead, he's thankful to those who have stood by him, like 92-year-old Marty Cohen. What's helped Dokes come back is realizing he was hurting the people around him who mattered most.
I never realized that I affected so many people outside of myself. That was probably one of the most devastating things that I finally realized, that, you know, when my mother, you know, her father was dying, and I was in the hospital, and we had family day, and she caught a plane all the way from Ohio to Las Vegas. Then she had to take a bus for 3 hours to come and see me, and she did that. And her father was dying at the time of cancer, and she stayed. We had a very nice visit, and we reflected on things with my counselor and things to trying to work on. And then she had to go all the way back to Vegas, catch our plane all the way back to Ohio, and be back with him within 24 hours. That was probably one of the most devastating things. Also with Pops, he had told me he had a heart attack, and it was because of me. So there was a few things that brought me to the conclusion that it wasn't worth it.
Michael Dokes once again has the respect of the boxing world. His only loss during his comeback was to top contender Evander Holyfield. But Dokes was actually a winner in defeat, proving how much he had left. At 31 years old, he knows there isn't much time left in his boxing career. He wants another shot at a world championship, but says there's more to winning for him than getting a chance at the title.
You know, once you mess up a good thing, and you want to resume, there's a certain amount of trials and tribulations that you must go through, and processes you must go through. And people always have these doubts about you, you know, which is rightfully so, because you messed up so bad the first time, which you have to prove yourself. And my biggest thing was that every goal that they set out for me, I want to be able to accomplish it. And that's the main thing that I work for. And not only that, to serve a purpose for other suffering addicts, other disadvantaged kids or people, to give them the hope and the chance to feel that they can do it too. I mean, nobody was as down as I was, that went through as much as I went through, or did as many drugs as I did, to feel that they can't rebound from it. I think you must have the faith and the belief within yourself, and the forgiveness within yourself, and pray a whole lot.
Michael Dokes, a man in touch with his emotions, his feelings, and a man who's very glad that he has lived to tell his own story. His opponent tonight, Donovan Razor Ruddock, born in Jamaica, now living in Toronto, Canada. 5 years younger than Michael Dokes, a lot less experience. Right now, let's look at the number 3 contender in the WBA heavyweight division, Razor Ruddock.
The winner by way of knockout, the new heavyweight champion of the world, James Buster Douglas.
Razor Ruddock can still hear the echo of the ring announcer's voice. He can hear it, and he's fighting mad because of it. Razor Ruddock's fight with Mike Tyson never came to fruition. His contract went up in smoke. Buster Douglas capitalized in Tokyo. The Razor still can't believe it. Ruddock hopes to harness his anger, or better yet, take out his unhappiness on Michael Dokes. Ruddock has the power and the ferocity to become a world champion, but can he get over the mental anguish of a fight that never was? In the meantime, he's in the gym training, preparing for Michael Dokes. He refuses to sit around and wait for a title fight to come to him.
I'm not like that. I gotta know personally. I don't know about the rest of the people around me. If they, I gotta know. I gotta keep going. I gotta know that I am the best. And if I cannot go there and prove to myself that I'm the best, then I'm not worthy of being here. And I'm not fooling myself. I'm not wasting my time. I know exactly where I stand, and that's why I take these fights, because I want to be sure that I am the best when I walk out there. I'm not worrying about anything because I did my homework. And as long as I did my homework, I cannot control anything around that.
The work ethic. It's Ruddock's pride and joy. Few fighters in all of boxing have the same desire and discipline in the gymnasium. Ruddock is simply a workaholic who believes that a healthy body rewards a healthy mind. For some fighters, fatigue is a watchword. Not for Razor Ruddock. It's not in his vocabulary.
I always train. I always keep myself in physical condition, and I spar a lot, even though I don't get the fights. And I take boxing as my job, and I concentrate on going to the gym every day. Sometimes I overdo it. Sometimes I keep training every day, and I probably burn myself out, and I, take a couple of days off, even when I'm not fighting.
He's probably one of the few athletes that you have to really slow him down because he works so hard. You could call him and talk to him. He still wants to run. He still wants to work. He wants to go to the gym every day, and you can't do that.
If Ruddock lacks anything, it's pure experience. The quality of his opponents does not measure up to Dokes. Ruddock's only major test to date was last July in Fayetteville, North Carolina, on the home turf of Bone Crusher Smith. He hit the canvas in the second round, but bounced back impressively. It was his strength and stamina which wore down a tired former champion. When Ruddock landed a vicious left uppercut in the seventh round, he sounded a warning to the rest of the heavyweight division. And now he's ready to take the next step at Madison Square Garden tonight.
This is going to be, I say, a new phase for me, because it's going to be like a lot of people there, a lot of fight, and it doesn't bother me with the people, but being fighting in Madison Square Garden as Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, and all of those guys fight there, it inspired me. And when I come out and the people are cheering for Michael Dokes and they're cheering for me, that's what I like. It's just competition.
So what's your prediction? A stoppage, a decision? What are you going to tell us?
Well, it's hard for me to say right now. I'm not the type who's going to predict that stuff, but, it's going to be an interesting fight.
Who's going to win the fight?
Me. Definitely.
Donovan Razor Ruddock, 13 rounds in 2+ years. Enough experience, enough activity? We'll find out tonight when he goes into the ring, and he's in the ring now against Michael Dokes. To Sam Rosen and Gil Clancy for more.
Thank you, Bruce, and that is the big question. Activity. Has Donovan Razor Ruddock been off too long since last July to go into a fight against Michael Dokes?
Well, he seems to have it all. Youth, strength, size, mobility, punching power. But that inactivity is a bugaboo, I'll tell you that. And the other thing, Sam, he hasn't sparred in 2 weeks. He slightly injured his hand a couple of weeks ago, and they didn't want to take a chance. They say it won't bother him a bit. No excuses. He's in great shape.
Now, what do you think about a fighter coming into a big fight like this who hasn't sparred for the last 2 weeks of training?
Well, Sam, to me, it has to bother him mentally. He hasn't sparred in 2 weeks, and he has to wonder if the hand will hold up. I think it could be a detriment to his chances.
It's the right hand.
That's what they tell me. Secrets. First they told left, right, but it's the right hand, Sam.
We'll watch the right hand of Donovan Razor Ruddock. Now, Michael Dokes. He's coming in very heavy, 240 pounds. That's the heaviest we've seen him since he started his comeback.
Well, Sam, I don't like that at all. The only thing I think Dokes has going for him in this fight is the fact that he has been an active fighter. There's also a rumor that he has a bad right shoulder. But you have to give these guys credit. They're both highly ranked. Both could sit back and wait for that big shot, but they're taking a chance. They're fighting each other.
My feeling is that if Michael Dokes is to win this fight, he has to get to Ruddock early. I think the longer this fight goes on, it becomes in favor of Razor Ruddock.
Well, Dokes has that quick hand speed, throws those combinations beautifully, And Ruddock does have it's a good left hand, but it's a lazy left hand. He can be hit and hit early.
I think you might see a fight similar to the one that Dokes fought against Evander Holyfield.
Well, not quite, because Ruddock has more mobility. He'll move side to side, try to keep Dokes off him. That's going to be his strategy. With Holyfield, it was head-to-head and combination for combination.
You see in the ring Michael Dynamite Dokes, the crowd alive, and Michael's 92-year-old manager, advisor, and father figure, Marty Cohn, throwing roses to the crowd. And what a story Marty Cohn has been in the resurrection of Michael Dokes.
Well, we could write a book about that, Sam. Here was a guy that was completely shot, had been on drugs. Marty turned his life completely around. He calls him his second father, and that's what he really is.
92 years young. I should never call him 92 years old. He is sharp, and he is a very, very trusting and trustworthy person who has really helped Michael Dokes turn his life around. Now the question is, what will Michael Dokes do tonight?
Well, Marty Cohn says he's going to knock out Razor Ruddock within 3 rounds, and he's a pretty shrewd boxing guy.
In watching Michael Dokes' return, the fast hands have been there, Gil. The question is his legs and his stamina. He seems to tire very early in fights.
Well, again, this fight is a more serious fight for him. He's been up in the mountains. He has trained hard. I was surprised at the weight. That bothers me.
Razor Ruddock seems to be ready to go. We'll go to ring announcer Ed Derian for the introductions.
From New York City's Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena, Murad Muhammad. Madison Square Garden Boxing, Bob Goodman, Vice President of Boxing and Matchmaker, and Pat Fleming, Assistant Matchmaker, along with Thomason World Corporation and Victor Potamkin, present Fighting Mad, the World Boxing Association Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, scheduled for 12 rounds, and is approved by the New York State Athletic Commission, the Honorable Randy Gordon Chairman, and is sanctioned by the WBA, the Honorable Murray Goodman, the Supervisor in charge. The judges, Don Ackerman, Harold Letterman, and Billy Costello. Counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Joe Santarpia. The timekeeper de bell is Cecilio Pedraja. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 12-round title bout, referee Arthur Mercanti. And now, boxing fans, introducing the principals. First, in the blue corner, wearing the white trunks with the red and gold trim. He weighed in at an even 230 pounds. This young man has 22 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 15 knockouts. He is currently ranked number 2 by the World Boxing Association and World Boxing Council, and number 4 by the International Boxing Federation of the World. The former Canadian heavyweight champion, a native of Jamaica, West Indies, and now residing in Toronto, Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the challenger, Donovan Razor Ruddock. Ruddock. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the white trunks. He weighed in at an even 240 pounds. Now this gentleman has 41 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, with 27 knockouts. He is currently ranked number 4 by the World Boxing Association and the World Boxing Council, and number 5 by the International Boxing Federation of the World. The former World Boxing Association heavyweight champion, a native of Akron, Ohio, and now residing in Miami Beach, Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the WBA Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, Michael Dynamite Dokes.
Quite a reception for Michael Dokes, who appears to be all business, Gil.
Boy, Sam, he's been, what a mean face. That would scare me, and he's been staring at Ruddock while they've been walking around the ring. I don't know whether he's scared or not. It would scare me.
Let's keep your cool, my friend.
Scheduled for 12. For the WBA Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. But more importantly, a showdown. And almost what you might call an elimination bout to get in line for a title shot.
Well, Sam, you have to give both of these guys credit. There's so much at stake. And unlike the current way of thinking about boxing, once they get up in position, they don't want to fight anybody. Here are these two guys, two top flight contenders, fighting each other. Give them both a lot of credit.
Ruddock in at 230 and looks good. And Dokes, even though at 240, doesn't look all that bad, Gil. Legs look strong. Upper body looks pretty firm.
I'm looking for Dokes to throw that right-handed counter over Ruddock's jab. Another advantage that Dokes has in this fight, he's been through this pressure many, many times before.
Ruddock.
Good left hook by Ruddock.
Solid left.
Solid left hook.
Razor Ruddock with a large following down from Canada. Reporters, friends,
Canadian ambassador is here, Sam.
Canadian ambassador to the United Nations, I believe. It's Guy Fortier in attendance. Razor Ruddock, born in Jamaica. Lives in Toronto. Been working in Florida, training in Fort Lauderdale.
And Ruddock has a beautiful build for a heavyweight, Sam. As we mentioned, he seems to have it all. But again, he's throwing out that lazy left jab. He has to snap that jab.
Looks like Ruddock loading up, looking for a big punch.
I'm waiting to see if Ruddock's going to use that right hand, Sam.
So far, he hasn't. Dokes well known for his hand speed.
And the fact that he can put his punches together.
Great short left hook.
Well, Ruddock cannot afford to get inside with Dynamite Dokes. Dokes is too experienced for a Razor Ruddock inside.
Dokes picked off that jab. Again, Ruddock loading up with the left hook. Ruddock measuring for the right hand, but doesn't throw it.
I don't think that Dokes isn't looking to throw that right hand over Ruddock's left hand.
Sharp jab by Ruddock. Oh, big left hook by Ruddock that stunned Michael Dokes. End of the first round.
The 77th Grey Cup game, the most thrilling sports event of 1989, as chosen by the Canadian Press Broadcasters News Poll of sports writers and broadcasters. Now, you can enjoy all the excitement, all the thrills, a season to remember, only from quality special products. The regular season, the playoffs, the spectacular, the exciting, the victories, the setbacks, all in one incredible video. A season to remember, available only through quality special products, in stores now.
I think the key to this fight is for Ruddock to keep Dokes on the outside. But again, he's going to have to use that right hand. He's not going to be able to beat Dokes, at least I don't think, with one hand. But you know, the fact that he did nail Dokes with that left hook makes Dokes susceptible to the feints. I've seen him flinch already in this round when Ruddock...
And again, he lands a left hook that rocks Michael Dokes. That's where Dokes will be most effective, with those hooks to the body. They want him to work the body and bring those arms down. And still, no right hands from Razor Ruddock.
Not a one. And you know, when he lands that big left hook, if he threw a right hand behind it, might be an early night. This is not the way for Ruddock to fight Dokes. He's not going to outsmart him.
Sharp jab. But every time Ruddock lands a punch, you can see the effect it has on Michael Dokes. He winces. He feels the effect.
Big, strong young man.
That time, that left hook was a little slow and a little wide.
Sam, you have to set up the hook. You've got to throw a right hand, even if it's just to set up the other punches. This is where Ruddock does not belong on the inside. See that?
That short left hook that stuns Razor Ruddock. He's a little shaken by it. Dokes opening up. Sharp left.
Doesn't belong inside, Sam.
This time he backs Dokes up at the end of the round. Second time in the fight that Ruddock has finished the round big with a big punch.
Ladies and
Again, Sam, for 2 rounds, we watched a one-handed fight.
Yeah. I believe I picked up James Morton talking. There's the right hand by Razor Ruddock. A straight right hand that knocked Dokes back. I thought they talked about saving it till late in the round, but now he's using it early.
Again, Sam, even if he didn't land the right hand, it gives Dokes something else to look at. Makes the left hand more effective, but he has to throw that right hand.
Dokes slipped.
But if he would have nailed Ruddock with that counter, Sam, I think it would be an early night.
Now, Ruddock, very effective, feinting now. Now that he's thrown a couple of right hands,
he's trying to
has to respect it.
He's trying to get Dokes out with one shot, though, Sam. The punches are a little wide. Good left hook to the body by Dokes. See, he can't stay inside with Dokes. No question about that. He's got to stay outside. Got to use those legs, use that mobility. Here's that counter by Dokes again. And another good left hook to the body. Why Ruddock's inside, I'll never tell you.
Ruddock looking for an uppercut, but missed.
See, there's the chance we could drop that right hand into that double jab.
He threw a straight right hand and a right uppercut, and Ruddock comes back strong. Dokes was wide open for that counter left hook, but it just missed.
I just do not understand why Ruddock isn't using his superior mobility. Another good left hook to the body.
Good left hook by Ruddock.
2 good left hooks by Ruddock. Solid punches.
Sharp jab. Ruddock lands the right hand.
That understand Ruddock's strategy. Had him hurried, all he had to do was give himself a little room, wing another right hand.
He's willing to stay in close to Dokes. And Dokes with the short punches is much more effective than Ruddock. And it's been much more effective on the inside.
Time Life Music.
Through three, Gil.
I have the fight dead even, Sam.
Thanks, Dan.
I have Dokes ahead, Gil. I think I gave him all 3 rounds, though I thought all 3 were very, very close. Oh, good counter right by Dokes.
Right now, Ruddock is fighting the wrong fight, not using his legs at all.
Good left hook. Dokes went down to the second straight. Dumps it down. And he may be out. It's all over.
It's all over. What an impressive performance by Razor Ruddock. This is the best young heavyweight prospect I've seen in years, Sam. Strong, good, hard puncher.
2 left hooks knocked out Michael Dokes. He is down right in front of us and out cold. 2 doctors are in the ring. Razor Ruddock with 1 left hook that sent Dokes to the second bottom strand of the ropes, and the second one knocked out Michael Dokes. They're trying to get Michael Dokes to turn around and lie down. I think he is conscious now. Now you can see him. Unbelievable finish.
Sam, I just said he's fighting the wrong fight, but he knew the kind of fight
I think he was fighting the right fight.
Sam, the power in that left hook.
And I think if there's one thing we didn't expect, it was that Michael Dokes would go out in that fashion.
Well, Sam, Michael Dokes has one of the best chins in boxing. That's why this is such an impressive performance. Here's a big, young, strong, mobile guy. They want to know where the next heavyweight champion is coming from. You may be looking at him.
This is the man who so badly wanted to fight Mike Tyson in Edmonton in November. Tyson pulled out of that fight. The Ruddock camp field because they found out that they had too much on their hands and thought they could get a softer touch in Buster Douglas.
Well, for him to be able to pull out of that fight, it's okay to be ill, but when you get well, you're supposed to fight the guy that you signed to fight, not just pass him by. This kid, you have to give him all the credit in the world. Went in that ring, was ranked number 2 in the world, took a chance on his ranking, everything else, but he had confidence in his ability, and so did Murad Muhammad, his promoter.
Wow.
Great performance.
Donovan Razor Ruddock knocks out Michael Dokes in the 4th round.
Let's take a look at this, Sam. There's the first left hook. That wobbles him back pretty good. He's hurt now. Standing up, and he missed the right hand, but he threw it with everything he could. There's that left hook again. And look at this,
One
Sam.
more. Oh, man. He was out after the second left hook. And the third one put him down and out for the night.
Sam, we mentioned if he throws that right hand, even if he misses it, here's the left hook. Now watch him throw the right hand, Sam. See, he misses it, shifts all his weight onto his left foot, and there goes those devastating left hooks. What a performance. Feints the jab. It's that left uppercut. Misses the right hand, back with the hook, and here comes the coup de grace.
And as we said all along, look at the power and the force generated by Razor Ruddock when he throws his punches. Phenomenal. Now the concern is for Michael Dokes in the corner.
Well, they have the oxygen in the ring now, Sam. With a great medical staff here in New York.
Razor Ruddock in jubilation after the victory. Now Michael Dokes still down. 2 doctors in attendance. He is conscious. He has been talking with the doctors, but they have not moved him.
Look at my finger, Mike. Look over here. Look all the way over.
And this, of course, is a very serious and delicate moment as
they're giving him the oxygen now, Sam. Medics are in there.
There is tremendous concern for the brave fighter, Michael Dokes, who's come so far back in his battle to overcome drug addiction. To take nothing away from this man, Razor Ruddock.
Well, Sam, they're no longer giving him the oxygen.
I think he said he was okay.
Well,
he is conscious. He is talking with the doctors. I think he wants to try to sit up. What a stunning finish. And now you see Michael Dokes trying to sit up, and that is a great sign. Michael Dokes is knocked out. A stunning finish. He is conscious, but he was rocked by 3 left hooks from Razor Ruddock, and Razor Ruddock now puts himself right in line for a title shot.
All right, now let me ask you this question, Sam. Could it be that he looked too good? You think maybe a Buster Douglas or Mike Tyson may look at this guy and say, "Hey, forget about him. I'm gonna circumvent him."
Well, I think what he does is establishes himself as a big money fighter. I think you can say, wait a second.
Well, Mike Tyson.
This is a big money fight for any champion. If Douglas successfully defends, if Holyfield should go on and win a title, this is the #1 contender right now, behind Evander Holyfield. Holyfield, I fully expect, will get the next shot. But I think this is the next man right there. Does Mike Tyson take a chance on Razor Ruddock? No, I wouldn't.
I don't manage Mike Tyson, but it's a fight I'd like to see.
Oh, it would be a great fight. I think if he were champion, then he would go in against the Razor Ruddock. Michael Dokes now, I think, extremely disappointed. He is conscious. He seems to be okay, but I think you can see the disappointment. I thought he was fighting well for the first 3 rounds.
He was fighting well, and it looked to me like he was setting Ruddock up for those counter punches, trying to make Ruddock reach. And inside, when he would throw a punch, Dokes would counter back with that left hook, and he did hurt Ruddock with that one left hook.
Remember early, that first time Ruddock landed that left hook at the end of the first round, I believe. Again, it was a feint. Dokes dropped his hands and got tagged with a left hook. The same thing happened here, leading to the knockdown.
You mentioned that every time that Ruddock hit him, whether it was with a jab or whatever he hit him with, you could see the surprise on Dokes' face, like to say, "My God, this kid has power."
I think,
and does he have power?
I think you can't really feel the power that this man has until that punch lands. There isn't as good enough understanding of the power he has.
Hey, Gil, Clancy, he's still the champ. Yes, he is.
The fighter's okay. That's Marty Cohen. Michael Dokes seems to be okay. Bill Slayton, the trainer of Michael Dokes, and that's the best sign of all. And there's the winner, Donovan Razor Ruddock.
You know enough to keep medications out of...
Ladies and gentlemen, the time of this bout, 53 seconds of the 4th round, and the winner by a knockout, and the brand new WBA Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, Donovan Razor Ruddock. Ruddock. And a nice round of applause for Michael Dynamite Dokes. Let's hear it for him. One more round of applause.
Dejection on the part of Michael Dokes, because certainly he has to consider his future now. But for Razor Ruddock, a bright prospect, because all that's ahead of him now is what he hopes will be a chance at the title within a year. Razor Ruddock, left hook, rocks Dokes. He missed the right hand, but here's the left that really knocks him out. At this point, Dokes is out. One more left hook. And he's down and finished. Again. The jab with a fake, and then the quick left hand, a very quick The second left hook right on the chin. And one more finishes off Michael Dokes. Tremendous power on a fighter who was perhaps fighting one-handed. Very few right hands thrown throughout the fight by Razor Ruddock. But Razor Ruddock has knocked out Dynamite Dokes. Let's go to Gil Clancy, who is with Razor Ruddock.
Well, congratulations, guys. Congratulations there, Razor. Just an outstanding performance, Razor. On 2 counts, I have to give you all the credit in the world. Number one, you're all the way up there on top. You risk your standing against one of the top-rated fighters in the world, and you guys can't kid me. You were worried about that right hand. You didn't throw it at all in the first 2 rounds. Watch out for that stuff up there. What about that?
We don't cancel no fights. We don't cancel no fights, Gil. You know, we're warrior. We're a warrior now. This is what champions are made of. You know, I have a lot of confidence in my ability, and the harder they come, the harder they fall.
Well, I thought it was one of the most impressive performances by a young heavyweight that I've ever seen. You seem to have it all. You got the height, the mobility, which I'm going to talk to you about, the punching power. I thought you were fighting Dokes' fight when you took him inside because he was looking to counter with that left hook, and he did tag you with one pretty good one.
Well, this is part of boxing. You gotta get hit. Sometimes you gotta take a few. You know, you try not to take as much, but you gotta get hit sometime. But what I was doing was making Michael Dokes work. I train hard. My body's in good condition, and I feel confident in my ability. So I just take him a few rounds. I know when I hit him, something's gonna happen, Gil. With either hand, I know something's gonna happen.
Well, it was just a tremendous performance, and Jenks, you told me before the fight he was in excellent condition, but you were honest enough to tell me that yes, his hand was bothering him, and in the first 2 rounds, you were worried about it because you didn't throw it at all.
Definitely, I was a little bit worried about it, but then I said, forget it. I'm gonna throw it whether it break or not. I'm gonna throw it. True warriors don't cancel fights.
You didn't pull out of the fight despite that, and you know, as I was mentioning on television, it's tough to fight a guy with one hand, but I said even if you threw the right hand and missed it, you'd set him up for the left hook.
That's right, Gil. That's what I was planning to do, was get in position for the left hook, and I got it. You know, it was successful. I'd like to say hi to all the people in Canada. I'd like to say hi to all the people in Florida, especially a friend of mine, Ben Singer, Mr. BMW in Fort Lauderdale. I'd like to say hi to my mom. My father's not feeling too well, so I'd like to send greetings to my dad.
Okay, and you know, the only thing I'm worried about, Murad, he may have looked too good tonight. He may have frightened all these heavyweights away.
He fought one of the best heavyweights in the world. Ali told me when a fighter has his last go-around, he is dangerous. Donovan Razor Ruddock got to go down today as the hardest puncher in the boxing world today.
All right, now we have to go back to Sam Rosen at ringside. Congratulations, champ.
All right, Gil. Thank you. Thank you, Gil. And a lot of happiness in the corner of Donovan Razor Ruddock, who comes through in this big night here in Madison Square Garden as he exults in victory. A knockout over Michael Dokes, and he stands in line and now stands ready to challenge for the heavyweight championship of the world. We've got another champion standing by at ringside with Bruce Beck. That's the welterweight champion, or one of the welterweight champions, Mark Freeland. Bruce, take it away.
Thank you, Sam. I'm with Mark Freeland, the WBA welterweight champion, coming off the convincing destruction of Lloyd Hunnigan in London back in March. First of all, what were your thoughts on Razor Ruddock, a young heavyweight who came into the Garden tonight and put away Michael Dokes?
Very good puncher, you know, has a very good jab, very good right, very good left hand. I thought something was wrong with his right hand because he didn't throw it too much. But I thought Dokes would give him a good fight, but I did predict that he would win.
If you look at Razor Ruddock, do you feel he can fight anyone in the heavyweight division?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, he's young and he's a big puncher and he can box. He has all the credentials to become a champion.
All right, what's next for Mark Freeland? We hear that Buddy McGirt might be a possibility as you defend your WBA crown. Any truth to it?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would love to fight Buddy, Simon Brown.
Montreal Expos lost their game 5-3 to the St. Louis Cardinals.